The battle of the cargo e-bikes in 2024. Hey guys, my name is Mike with my real estate dojo. Videos brought to you by myself, and I bought both of these bikes with my own money. I forked over $500 cash to buy this bike, and you may wonder, how did I only pay $500 for it? Stay to the end, I'll show you how you can do it too. And I paid $600 for this one, which is a 2024 Specialized Haul ST. So what I'm trying to tell you today is I bought these with my own money. I'm going to show you how you can buy it at a deep discount at the very end. But today is a review about these two bikes. I don't have a horse in the race. I'm not sponsored by neither of these companies. I forked over my own money on it. On this Lectric Xpedition cargo e-bike, I put roughly 6,000 miles on it. On this bike, we roughly have about 165 miles on it because it's spanking new. So I'm going to tell you my honest review without any fluff. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about the Lectric Xpedition dual battery. One of the first things about this bike that I really love, and I want to be honest with you, is that the company is amazing, right? The company stands by their work. What I mean is, if I ever had any problems, I just message them, and they always fix the problem for me. Not only do they pay for the parts, but they also pay for the labor as well, which has blown me away because I bought this bike for $500 off someone that had 500 miles on it, or less than 500 miles on it. So I wasn't even the original owner, but whenever I messaged them, the company did the warranty work for me when I did have some problems with it, okay? So it blew me away. So that's one of the first things I like about this bike, is the company is amazing. Now, let's talk about another thing that I really like. I do like the 150 mile range. It really gets up to that. If you put it in level 1 and you pedal, you will get to that range or close to it. Depends on the hills and how much you weigh and the winds, etc. But you're very close to that. The other thing I like about this is how affordable it is. If you buy this brand new, you're looking at maybe $1,700 plus tax. Then you gotta have to add the accessories, of course. But if you use my strategy that I'll show you at the end, how you can get yourself for $500 or maybe a little bit less, or maybe a couple dollars more at the very end, then you can get one for $500. It's a very affordable e-bike, so it's a very affordable cargo bike. Now, I do carry both of my daughters in the back, and they love it. We used to have a Burley trailer, and we put close to 20,000 miles on it, if not more. And compared to that to this, the kids love this. I've asked them, do they like riding the car more, or do they like riding the Burley trailer more, or do they like the cargo bike? And all the time they say they like the cargo bike. It's very, very fun. So you can carry your kids with it. We do a week's worth of grocery in it. Get the job done, okay? But there has been some problems, okay? Now, when I say problems, not really with the bike. There's been some problems with my body, okay? Now, I've done 6,000 miles on this bike in less than a year, okay? Maybe in 6 months. And this bike has really, really beat me up on my lower back, has beat me up on my knees. I'm 6 foot tall, I'm athletic, I work out all my life. I never had knee problems, back problems, but riding this bike, I don't know what it is. If it's the aluminum, if it's the geometry, if it's the cranks are too short for a guy that's 6 foot, I'm not sure what the problem is, but it has caused major problems on my back where I haven't been able to move. And again, this is not my very first rodeo. Before this bike and that bike, I've owned 5 other e-bikes. I cycled 20,000, 30,000 miles per year on my bicycle. I'm car free. I sold my 6 cars just to become a bicyclist. So I know a little something about, bicycles and e-bikes. Okay, I put a lot of miles on. I don't know. I spent another $325 putting a new suspension seat system, better seat. My back still hurts. When I ride my other bikes, it doesn't hurt. I'm not sure if it's because the one size fits all, but when I ride this bike, I don't have that problem. So I can't say this bike is still like one size fits all. Okay, so I don't know. That's one of the main reasons why I'm going to sell this bike, and I've ordered me another Hall LT. Okay, however, go on this bike. This is a great bike, amazing bike, great company. You know, very budget friendly. But the geometry for me, it really destroyed my legs. I mean, up my knees, my lower back, where I couldn't get out of bed. Again, I put a lot of miles on this bike, so maybe that's what it is. Now, who is this bike for? Okay, I think this bike is a great bike for someone that is new to e-biking or new to cargo biking. They're not sure they want this. You know, anyone that's not the primary ride. If this is going to be your primary ride, you're going to put a lot of miles on, then it's probably not for you, because it's going to tear you up, or at least has teared me up. And I'm a guy that has a degree in kinesiology. You know, I have biomechanics. I understand, you know, all this stuff, working out all my life. You know, I've been a personal trainer. I rehab people, you know, so I couldn't figure out what it is on this bike. You know, as you guys can see, you know, I've decked this bike out fully. You know, I got the grips, air-on grips. I got the bags. You know, it's just fully loaded bike. You know, and I put in $1,000 worth of accessories on this. So I bought this bike for $500, and I put $1,000 worth of accessories on it. You know, you've got the running boards on the bottom, etc. The logs. It's just fully loaded. Okay, guys. I mean, everything you can imagine. Now, let's talk about the little problems that I had. You know, I had a little like bad controller, you know, I had a bad throttle, but I messaged the company and they immediately remedied it for me without me spending any money. So amazing bike, amazing product, very affordable. It won't break the bank, and it's great for people that are just starting out, people that are not gonna do a lot of miles. I think if you're just gonna do like 3 or 4 miles a day or 6 miles a day, or every time you go out, diet or less, you'll be all right. If you're gonna do like 50 miles a day in one day, then this is probably not for you. Now let's dive into the other bike that I just bought for $600 and only had 100 miles on it, and I'll show you exactly how to do that at the very end of the video. This is the Specialized Hall ST. ST represents the short version, and immediately once I rode this bike, I really knew that there's a quality difference. I couldn't figure it out because, you know, both of these bikes don't have front suspension. They're both rigid forks. But one thing I realized is this one has a steel fork, but this one has an aluminum fork, and so maybe it soaks up the vibrations a little better. Maybe the tires are almost the same, a little wider on the Specialized. Maybe that makes a difference. But maybe it's just the geometry, or maybe because Specialized has been in the bike game for such a long time that they know how to make bikes that dampers the harsh feelings of the road. Now, this is not like a smooth bike either, the Specialized Hall, because it's a rigid fork, small tires. It does beat you up, but it does not beat you up like this one, okay? This one like literally has injured me where I really couldn't ride the bike for a whole month. Now again, if you're just riding it for, you know, occasional rider, you're not going to have this problem. You got to think about it. I put 6,000 miles in 6 months, and this was my primary car. So if this is like how you're going to do it, then it's probably not. But if you're just going to be a weekend warrior, you're probably not going to have that kind of damage, because that kind of wear on you, okay? So if you're just going to be a civilian weekend warrior, this will work for you. If you're going to actually, I don't know, I haven't put that many miles on this. Again, like I only put 167, 165 miles on it. So, but immediately I knew this was the bike, because when I bought it, I had to ride it back home, and it was like a 55-mile ride, and the guy that sold it to me didn't charge it up, so I had to ride it this 75-pound bike, you know, somewhere around there on no electricity, basically. And one thing that was happening is I was getting, you know, 55 miles straight in a very hot summer day, you know, over 100 degrees. It was kicking my butt. But one thing I noticed is that my lower back wasn't hurting and my left knee wasn't hurting. However, my muscles were aching, like I was getting cramps in my quads, which is very good because it was a very hot day, you know. Not the cramps in my quad, that's bad, but that my muscles were hurting versus my knees. Because Okay, it's a good sign that your joints don't hurt, but the muscles hurt. You want the muscles hurt, not the joint. And this is exactly what this did for me. You know, when I did that 55 miles in 100-degree weather, you know, didn't have any juice, I had to cycle it, you know, it was extremely tough, but my muscles were hurting. On this one, I can go for 10, 12 miles, but my joints start hurting, my lower back. I won't be able to straighten it out, my knees, my left knee, the LCL, you know, etc. And, you know, I'm always icing it down, okay? All right, one thing I like about the Lectric Xpedition is that it has dual batteries, but also that it has this cruise control, okay? Which is very cool. Let's say you're doing a 50-mile ride, you can just put it on cruise control and your wrist doesn't hurt from the throttle or your legs don't hurt because you got a pedal, you know, you use cruise control it. I haven't figured out how to use the cruise control with the 2024 Specialized Global Haul ST. Now, one of the things I love about this bike, besides the comfort level of the vibrations being distorted or my lower back's not hurting in there's such a short period of miles, you know, that I put on it, is how the bike is engineered. For example, it has four places to put locks, water, etc. You know, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. You know, you can see I already have 2 over here. Okay, I really like the grips too. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. You know, every bike that I own, I immediately change it to these Aragon grips because these things are just amazing. They're made in Germany. They really help with not getting arthritis in your hands, etc. Again, none of this is a sponsor. This is just my own opinions, guys. But this was the very first bike that I rode, and I put 165 miles on it, and I was like, you know what? These grips are not bad at all. They're very comfortable, and it blew me away. Same thing with the saddle. This Specialized saddle kind of blew me away because I rode it. It didn't hurt my back. It didn't hurt my butt. And normally, every bike I get, I always swap out the saddles to something different, like an Aragon or Brook. So right off the bat, I didn't have to change anything on this bike. Not the grips, not the saddle. And that blew me away because, again, 99.9% of every bike that I buy, I always switch it up. Now, the other cool thing with this bike is that you can go 28 miles an hour. With this bike, you can go 28 miles an hour as well. I've never set it up to go 28 miles an hour because I carry my kids in it. But on this, on throttle, you can do 20. And on the pedal assist, you can do 28 miles an hour. Now, one of the major differences why I wanted to get this one after the part of like injuries, because I feel like this geometry or the way the bike is, I can't really 100% put my foot on it, even though I have a biomechanics. I've been a personal trainer, I work in rehab. I couldn't put my foot on, the finger on, okay? Why this is causing me, okay? It could be multiple things. However, I'm not having these exact problems with the Specialized, which is very, very important. But the other reason that I wanted to go with the Specialized was the torque sensors were very, very in tune to like riding a bike. Unlike the Lectric Xpedition Cargo e-bike, once you pedal, you get full blast. I mean, if you're on level 1, then no, you have to pedal your butt off, right? But if you go anything above level 2, once you pedal, you get full blast. So you're not really pedaling. You're what's called like ghost pedaling. You're just like pedaling. There's no resistance. Now, is that healthy for you? Yes, it is healthy for you, okay? It's healthy for your joints. You know, it gets your heartbeat up just a tad, but not significantly. But you can still lose weight. You can see all the benefits. But if you're a guy that, you know, wants to put more stress on your muscles, you want to burn more calories and stuff like that, you really like the way cycling makes your work, you know, then this is not for you. And this is one of my gripes with this, that the cadence sensors was great if you just want to be a couch potato bicyclist, right? And I don't want to be a couch potato. I want to be physically active. That's why I'm biking, right? And this is where this one came into play, because I have, like, for example, a Gazelle Ultimate C380, which has the like Bosch top of the line. It has the carbon belt. It has the Aviola internal hub gears, etc. And that one's like a $5,000 bike, and this is a $3,500 bike or $2,800 bike. And these two, you know, are very similar in the way that you pedal, and it stimulates pedaling. Versus that one is just like, you know, a all go or no go, you know, like this major ghost pedaling, you know. I just pedal because I like to pedal on it, but it doesn't feel like pedaling, okay? And this one, you really feel like you're pedaling, you know, like level 1, you got to really pedal. Level 2, you really got to pedal. If you want to hit 28 miles an hour, you're going to have to put some power down on your muscles to get to 28 miles an hour. You're going to have to be breathing a little hard, right? And that's what I like about it, you know, because, you know, you're going to get more in shape with this. You're going to use more calories. You're going to build more muscles. You're going to lose more body fat, and it's more challenging, right? This one, you know, I would recommend it to someone that maybe had a heart attack, that may have had injuries where they can't, you know, go, they're senior citizens, you know, they can put a lot of stress on their cardiovascular system. This is great because the Xpedition, you're still moving your joints, you're still breathing air, you're still like working the system, but you're not taxing the system. You're working the system, you're not taxing the system. With this, not only you working and you're taxing it, you really feel it in your muscles, you really feel it in your lungs. It really is a workout, but you have more power, so you can go faster or further, okay? Which is amazing, you know, it's kind of like having a robot legs to help you. You still got to work it, you know, it's not like, you know, you're easy cheesy. Don't get me wrong, you're going easy cheesy, you want a cadence sensor. If you want to actually have a bike pedaling feeling, then you want a torque sensor, and this one has it. Not only does it have it, the algorithm, the software in there is up to par. It really feels like pedaling, dude, without a doubt. Okay, now this one, when I bought it, it came with the cargo bag. We haven't really updated anything with it. You know, it came with a throttle, came with this. Only thing we added was the cup holders that lock and the pad. The other thing I really like about this bike is that it has an amazing light system in here. You push this, and you have like 6, 7 different type of lights. You can have a bright light, low light, blinking light, multiple blinking lights, and that's very cool for daytime. So I really like the light system on this. Now the Lectric Xpedition light system is really thumbs down, you know. It's really good for just day riding, but at nighttime, I really can't see stuff. Sometimes I would get into fight, you know, because I couldn't see anything. Okay, so we didn't like riding at nighttime. They do have an extra one you can upgrade to, and I'm sure that's really fantastic, but I never did. Okay, let's talk about a little about the Specialized. Amazing lights, amazing grips, amazing torque system, feels like pedaling. The battery, I give it like this. The battery should be bigger. You know, you should be able to have a place to put more, okay? More battery, like 2 batteries, or they should give you like 1,000 megawatts, okay? Because right now I think it has 722, and we tested it out, and you know, you're roughly getting about 50 to 60 miles, you know, not that much, you know, where here you can get 150 miles. So that's the only withdrawal with this Specialized haul cargo bike, is that battery kind of sucks, you know. Like if you're someone that maybe only goes 10 miles or 20 miles, you're fine. But we do like 50 miles, 40 miles in a one event at one time, and that's just not enough, you know what I mean? But everything out on this bike is pretty amazing. I really liked it. I haven't put so much work on it, miles on it, to tell you exactly how the warranty is, if Specialized stands behind their work. I have no idea about that part, because again, the bike you only put 166 miles. The previous owner had put 100 miles, so that's like 266 miles that the bike only has. So far, all good. All right, guys, let me do a conclusion. Overall, I think both of these bikes are amazing buys. This is the revolutionary way of traveling. Any of these you'll buy, you'll be happy with, no matter what your budget is. If you can afford a nicer bike, then absolutely get a nicer bike, but if you have the money for it, right? But you don't really need a nicer bike if you're not going to actually use it every day and put thousands of miles on it. If you have the cash, or if you don't have the cash, you're just gonna use it maybe like on the weekends, and you may only put 20, 30 miles on it, then this will work. You'll save yourself a lot of money, because this is like, you know, 1,600, or you can use my system, I'll show you in a second, and buy it dirt cheap in brand new condition from a motivated seller like I did. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But my final thoughts on these 2 cargo e-bikes are that If you're someone that's barely going to use it, if you're or hardly use it, what I mean, you're going to put 100 miles, 200 miles, 300 miles, 500 miles a year, and and you're on a budget, or you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, or if you're new into cargo bikes, this is the bike for you, in my opinion. Okay, not financial advice. The reason I say that is it's affordable. It gets you from point A to point B. The company's amazing. Accessories are kind of affordable and cheap, and it'll do everything for you, right? You might have to get a little better grips and better seats and stuff for more comfort, but it does everything for you. But if you're someone that's going to do a lot of miles on it, you're going to hold on to this for a while. You're going to probably put 20,000 miles on this bike, and this is going to be a everyday carrier, everyday hauler, or you may only have 3 or 4 bikes and you're going to cycle through them, and you want the best bang for your money. I highly recommend the Specialized. Not for the warranty, I don't know yet, I haven't used the warranty, but the feel, the comfort, it didn't hurt my legs, it didn't hurt my knees, it didn't hurt my back, it didn't hurt my wrists. I didn't feel my vibrations, I didn't have so much vibrations in my brain. Like the first time I rode this bike, I went home and my head was hurting, right? The next day I rode it, everything was okay, and the reason was because the connective tissue was just bouncing, boom. The first time I rode this bike, I went home the next day, my knees weren't hurting, my brain wasn't hurting, but my legs were sore, my quads were sore, hamstrings were sore, which is perfect. That's exactly where I want to be sore at, right? Because I'm using those muscles. So final thoughts are, if you're going to be a hardcore bicyclist and you really want to ride, if you don't have the money, or if you do have the money, I think this is the best route. If you're on a budget, or if you have the money, but you're not going to be a hardcore bicyclist, you're just going to do it for a little bit, you're not sure if cargo bikes are for you, then this may be the route for you, okay? They're both pretty amazing bikes. I think this is a lot better build quality. That's why not only did I buy one, I've ordered a brand new one to buy it, because I couldn't find the long tail because it had just came out. But I did save a lot of money by negotiating with a dealer and getting 19% off. Okay, if you're interested in that, leave me a comment and I'll show you how I did that. But now let's go. Let me reveal the curtain back and show you how you can find these kind of bikes in your backyard for dirt cheap for motivated sellers. Okay, this one I bought for $500. It was brand new. It only had less than 500 miles on it. The guy was moving and bought a sailboat with his kid, and they were going to sell the country. So he sold me this bike for a very, very affordable price, which is $500, brand new. In a sense, it didn't have any problems, anything like that. Okay, and the way I did it is I found them on Craigslist. I give them my copy and paste offers, offer letter 1, offer letter 2, because they always say no, but then you give them the second copy and paste offer letter, and they usually come back and say yes down the line. Okay, and you can now download my offer letter right below. I actually wrote a book about flipping bikes. Right, not only have I wrote e-bikes, not only have I had many e-bikes, not only have I put thousands of miles on e-bikes and regular bikes, I've also wrote books about flipping bikes and e-bikes. Okay, and you can get my book below. There's a copy and paste system that teaches you how to find motivated sellers in your own backyard on Facebook, OfferUp, Craigslist. Give them my proven copy and paste offer, just simple copy and paste, and you're able to buy bikes that are worth thousands of dollars for $100, $200, $300. Again, this was brand new, 2024, had 100 miles on it, and I bought it for $600. The guy had the receipt, okay, and he gave me the receipt, okay. He had paid many thousands of dollars more for that, and he sold it to me for $600. Why did he sell it to me for $600? Well, he lived on a 3rd floor apartment, and he needed the money. And more than likely, he got this free stimulus check from Uncle Sam, and he had bought a bike. He didn't need it anymore. He needed the cash. So $600 was way better than having an e-bike that he didn't use anymore, because that's why he only had 100 miles on it. Okay, and it was hard for him to lug it up to the 3rd floor. It was only like a 120-pounder, 130-pounder gentleman, and this bike is 75 pounds. So he sold it to me for dirt cheap for $600. He gave me the manual, he gave me the books, the tools, everything you can imagine. Same thing with this guy. He gave me like multiple C's, all the tools, the manuals, everything. So when I get these bikes, I just bought another 2023 Pedigo Latch LV. I paid $300 for it. The gentleman gave me the receipt. He had paid $3,700. So I'm showing you 3 different bikes in my local area. They're new or almost new, that cost thousands of dollars, and I picked it up from $300 to $500 to $600, and they're freaking amazing. And this is, I show you how to do it. There's a link below. When you go to my website to download my book, you can see other people's story. I have students in America, all over America. I have students in Great Britain, in Canada, and you can hear their stories. Some of these guys work full time, and they have flipped 8 bikes in 4 weeks, right? And made thousands of dollars. Or you can buy these bikes and ride it yourself versus paying thousands of dollars new and getting a haircut when you want to sell it. Okay? If you're interested, go to thenewflip.com, get my book. If you enjoyed this review, click the like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, comment, leave it below. I'll be happy to answer about these bikes. Remember, I bought these bikes with my own money. I don't have a dog in a race on Specialized or Lectric. You know, I wish them all the best. I'm going to tell you the truth, no fluff, and that's what I did in this video. I told you the good and the bad, and there surely wasn't that much bad stuff about this bike because I only put 166 miles on it versus this one, 6,000. So subscribe, and I'll do more videos about the Specialized Global Haul ST, and soon I will have the LT I just ordered. It is coming in a few days. Thank you for clicking the like button. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you imagine. If you're interested in real estate, learning how to buy rental properties, how to flip properties, how to make money today, go to myrealestatedojo.com. Peace.